I think Eddie Rabbitt is one of the most underrated singers ever. Let me know what you think in the comments. Now, when I call him underrated, what I mean by that is he's kind of gotten lost in the shuffle here recently. When he came out back in the 70s and 80s, he was a big deal, one of the biggest stars in country music. But he doesn't get talked about as much anymore. Born in New York, he would move to Nashville to begin his songwriting career. He wrote the song Kentucky Rain for Elvis, and he wrote Pure Love for Ronnie Milsap. In 1976, he would have his first #1 hit as a singer with Drinking My Baby Off My Mind. He would have several more #1 hits in the 70s, and he would also release one of my favorite songs, Every Which Way But Loose, the soundtrack for the Every Which Way But Loose movie with Clint Eastwood. Known for having a lot of crossover hits, he would have his first big crossover hit in 1979 with Suspicions. And 1980 would be his biggest year. He would release Driving My Life Away, which peaked at #1 on the country music charts and #5 on the Billboard charts. And then he would go on to release I Love a Rainy Night, which peaked #1 on the country charts and peaked #1 on the Billboard charts. He would go on to release 9 more #1 hits in the 80s, his last one being On Second Thought in 1989. He would have a total of 26 #1 hits in his career, but like I said, I still consider him kind of underrated just for the fact he doesn't get talked about as much anymore. Let me know what you think in the comments. Over and out.